Hey guys, I'm X. This is The Journey. Hey guys, welcome back. In my last video, I talked a little bit about my spirituality and some of my core beliefs and some of the things that drive me and sort of, give me perspective on things. Very interesting video. You should go check it out. Um, yeah, so this video, I'm back to business. So today, I guess I'm going to give you a bit of a rundown of, how I'm spending my time right now. So today I've been working on my sort of sub business, and so to back it up, I recently, like in my second video or something like that, I was telling you guys about how I just got like my first business license on Juneteenth, that sort of thing. That business, I am sort of, it's not on the back burner. It's being set aside, even though I'm still sort of having to work on it to work on this sub business, but it's being set aside so that I can do this sub business so I can sort of test the market. Yeah, so today I'm going to talk about what I've been doing with this business. And so I'm in the very sort of preliminary stages, even earlier than the other business. But I'm going to sort of, what's the word? I'm going to spearhead it, or, I'm guerrilla style this one. We're hands on, we're just sort of charging forward, and I want to launch this thing in about a month at the most. Like, that's the absolute farthest I'm willing to wait to launch this thing. And so in order to do that, I have to get a few ducks in a row, preliminarily, which I'm sort of working on today, which include writing a business plan, which I just sort of knocked out a one-page business plan today. And two, it is the marketing plan. And then three, I'll get into some branding, because I'm a graphic designer, so I'm gonna do some branding, some logo development, some, and then create the product, that sort of thing, which is a t-shirt brand, soon to come. But yeah, and so all that has to happen and a little bit more in order for me to push forward into selling my products. And so, and maybe you guys want to buy, maybe you don't, maybe you're the market, maybe you aren't. But anyways, what I'm working on right now is the marketing plan, which is becoming a little bit difficult because it's a little bit more in depth than I really want to get into. But it still needs to be sort of hashed out as much as I can before I get into it, just so I can already sort of have an idea of what I want to do. Even if, plans change or whatever. And so that's the idea of having a business plan and a marketing plan, so that you have a plan of action, but even if plans go awry, you have something that you can sort of refer to, even if it changes or whatever. And it just helps you sort of understand where your business is as far as like achieving goals and objectives and stuff. And so I guess I'll talk a little bit more about what is entailed in a business plan, as far as like the one-page plan that I'm doing right now. Maybe if someone asks, I'll provide a template for a one-page business plan that I'm working on. I'll just sort of strip my stuff out and you can fill it in yourself. And I'll provide a little, some little tips or whatever as far as what you should fill in. And I might miss a few sections because I don't have it directly in front of me. But first thing you want to figure out before you even get into the business plan is your USP, which is your unique selling proposition. And so what that means is, say for instance, you're selling a flip-flop. How are you going to differentiate yourself from whoever's selling flip-flops? Because for the most part, nothing's new under the sun. Whatever you might be producing as a business, it might probably already be out there, and you can still make a lot of money doing it. But the thing is, how do you separate yourself from who's already doing it? Because one, they're already doing it. They already have like market awareness, And so, you know, people know about them. They don't know about you. And so, in order for you to figure out how to get to the people that need to buy your product, you need to figure out what separates you from your competition. And that is why you need a unique selling proposition. And so, let me think. An example of that would be, you know, there's a lot of examples and different ways you can do it, but it'd be like, you know, the Uber for dogs, something like that. You know, take that. I don't want to produce that right now. That's a lot of work. But yeah, the Uber for dogs. You know, that's a unique perspective, right? People understand what Uber is. They understand what, you know, dog travel can be like, you know, that specific customer, right? And so I guess to backtrack even before you get to the USP, you have to know who your customer is. You have to know who you're selling to. And I talked a little bit about that in my Adam video, you know. Go check that one out too. Anyways, but yeah, I talked about how you need to figure out who your target market is and, you know, flesh out who that customer is. So once you do that, then you can do your USP, you know, figure out what your selling point is going to be, essentially. And then once you have that, then hop into your business plan, right? And the business plan, I put that right at the top. And then right under that, I have my mission, then I have my values, then I have a strategy, and then I have an action plan. Those are sort of the key things that I have on my little one-page business plan, right? So with the mission, that is the way that I'm sort of viewing it is, you know, what is your overall goal in entering the market? What are you trying to do? So like if, you know, going back to the flip-flop thing, I want to produce flip-flops that make your feet feel like you're walking on a cloud and that you can maybe run in. There you go. That's a good flip-flop, right? You can run in this flip-flop and they're very comfortable. And so, you know, and I want to produce, you know, I want to encourage foot health. You know what I mean? So that's a mission. That is, you know, that is a why you're doing your business. Not just for making money, but like, you know, are you producing something for the common good? Are you solving a problem? What is it? You know, that's your mission. The vision, which, you know, second thing, the way that I have it in mind is, you know, these are your opportunities. You know, you have to have vision and foresight to see what the market says for you. You know what I mean? So like with your opportunities, like with flip-flops. So maybe, you know, nobody's out there selling a flip-flop that you can run in. Nobody is, you know, selling a flip-flop that you can run in that's super comfortable. Nobody's selling this same flip-flop that is, you know, it promotes your foot health. And, you know, there's a lot of different objectives that you can have as far as, you know, not objects, excuse me, opportunities that you can sort of find in the market for your particular product. You know, you have to sort of figure those out, throw them onto the document, right? And so a lot of people just kind of produce this and then stuff it in a drawer, which is fine. But for me, it's like this is, and which is why I want to keep it one page so that it can be a floating document and it can be sort of updated sort of really quickly if I need to, and it's something that I can sort of look at and brief and make sure I'm still sort of adhering to sort of what I started with, you know, even if things have to change, you know. So yeah, so you want to come up with your mission, which is why you're doing it. You want to come up with opportunities, which is, you know, how you're going to come up with it. Opportunities, which is sort of your vision. What's the vision, you know? And then the strategy. This is where you want to essentially list out, this is sort of the meat of the business plan, if you will. So these other things, these are sort of theory, or not even theory necessarily, but, you know, they're just kind of words or whatever. This is the chunk of the business plan where you're gonna sort of put in exactly what you need to sort of do as a business, right? So the strategy would be like, okay, I'm gonna sell a flip-flop at this price, a different flip-flop at this price. One is gonna be super comfortable, less runny. This one's gonna be super runny, less comfortable. You know what I mean? This sort of delineates, and maybe one's a better quality than the other one, or, you know, one has straps and then this one's super plain, and then this super plain one you sell at a cheaper price. You want to have clear product delineation so that your customers can come in at different price points. Essentially, you want to be able to service your sort of 1-inch market very deeply, right? That's sort of a marketing term or whatever. But anyways, going back to the business plan, in the strategy in the business plan, you want to figure out product delineation. You can put a little bit of marketing strategy in here as far as like, how you're going to reach your target market, through, ads or through word of mouth or through, ambassador programs or, sales or whatever. There's a ton of ways to reach your market, but you want to figure out what the strategy is to get into the market. And so what I'm doing in my business plan is I'm putting the marketing plan sort of separate, because that'll just inflate the one-page thing. So I'm going to do a separate marketing plan that's also one page. And so that's what I'm working on. That's a little bit more difficult for me because it's a good chunk of how you're going to do your business and how people are going to find you and stuff. So that's part of your strategy. And so going back to sort of the other chunk of the strategy, which is products, which is what you're selling, how you're going to sell it. Is it going to be online? Is it going to be in a retail store? How are you selling this product? Some businesses probably cannot be put into a one-page business plan, but this particular business that I'm doing super, low-key bootstrap, whatever. And so I'm doing the one-page thing. My other business plan, it's going to be much more lengthy for the other business because it's going to be a luxury brand and I want to protect it and like do a whole bunch of other things with it. And this one is just sort of a fun experiment that, I'm willing to just kind of throw away somewhat. But, if it catches steam, maybe I'll get into it, But anyways, we talked about the mission, the vision, or I guess the objectives. Maybe I'll change that word. Not the objectives, excuse me, the opportunities. So we talked about the mission, the opportunities that your business has, and then the strategy as far as, capitalizing on those opportunities. And then finally, you have your action plan. So this action plan is list out the things that you need to do in order to get to a point where you can launch your business, essentially. If you're going through this, if you've already got a business and plan, or excuse me, if you already got a business and you don't have this, that might not be a part of it. This might be a list of, okay, this is how I can improve my business, and that's what I'm talking about, having it be a floating document. So future me will be talking about, okay, so I need to update this document, and down here, this action plan needs to change because I'm in a different place with my business now. And so that is sort of the business plan that I'm sort of working with right now. I knocked it out pretty quickly. I think you can too. The next thing, I'm not going to talk about today. This video is a little long. Next thing is a marketing plan. And that's a very vital, essential key to, having a successful business, because you got to find the people and they got to find you. And if they don't know who you are, they won't buy. And so that's the next video. You guys stay tuned. I'll be talking about the marketing plan, I guess, once I finish mine, so I can talk a little bit more in depth about it. So yeah, you guys have a good day. I appreciate all the love, all the likes. If you like the video, please leave a like, a comment, please subscribe, and stay tuned for the next video where I'll be talking about the marketing